You've felt it before. That electric pull towards someone. The way your heart races when they walk in the room. The way you can't stop thinking about them. Replaying every conversation, every glance, every almost touch. It feels like magic. It feels like fate. It feels, without a single doubt in your mind, like love. But what if it isn't? What if the most intense feeling you've ever experienced is also the one most designed to fool you? Not because you're naive, not because you're weak, but because you're human. And your brain, brilliant as it is, was never wired to tell the difference between love and lust on its own. Today we're talking about something that almost no one wants to hear, but everyone needs to understand. The difference between love and lust, why lust is so convincing, and how recognizing it doesn't make you cynical, it makes you wise. Let's start here. Lust is not a flaw. It is not shameful. It is not a sign that something is wrong with you. Psychology shows that lust is one of the most ancient and powerful drives in human experience. It exists for a reason. It draws people together. It creates chemistry. It sparks connection. The problem isn't lust itself. The problem is when we mistake it for something deeper. When we build a life around a feeling that was never meant to be a foundation. And lust is extraordinarily good at disguising itself. Research in neuroscience tells us that the early stages of intense attraction light up the same reward centers in the brain as addictive substances. Dopamine floods your system. Your focus narrows. You feel euphoric, distracted, almost obsessed. This is not poetry. This is biology. And biology does not care about your long-term happiness. It cares about one thing, pulling you closer to another person as fast as possible. So when people say I just knew, when they describe falling for someone as something that felt undeniable, uncontrollable, almost spiritual, they are not lying. They are describing a very real neurological experience. They are just sometimes misreading what that experience means. Here's a relatable example. Think about someone you were intensely drawn to. Maybe you met them and within days, everything felt certain. You felt understood, seen, alive in a way you hadn't in years. You thought about them constantly. The physical pull was overwhelming. And so you told yourself, this must be it. This must be love. But then, slowly, the intensity faded. And what was underneath it? Maybe a person you didn't actually know all that well. Maybe someone whose values quietly clashed with yours. Maybe someone who was wonderful, just not right. The magic was real. But magic and love are not the same thing. Psychology distinguishes between what researchers call passionate love and companionate love. Passionate love is intense, urgent, consuming. It is what most people mean when they say they've fallen for someone. Companionate love is quieter, built on trust, familiarity, mutual respect, and genuine care. Research indicates that passionate love typically peaks within the first year or two of a relationship and then naturally transforms or dissolves. Companionate love, on the other hand, deepens with time. Lust lives almost entirely in the passionate zone. And here's the thing, passionate feelings are not bad. But if you are making permanent decisions based on temporary chemistry, you are building something fragile on shifting ground. So how do you tell the difference? How do you know, in the middle of all that feeling, whether what you're experiencing is love or something that just feels like it? There are a few quiet but powerful signs worth paying attention to. The first is this. Lust tends to be focused on how someone makes you feel, while love becomes curious about who that person actually is. When it's lust, you are drawn to the experience of them, the excitement, the physical presence, the way you feel when they're around. When it begins to move toward love, something shifts. You want to know about their fears, their history, how they treat the people they love, what they believe in, who they are when no one is watching. Ask yourself honestly, do I want this person, or do I want the feeling this person gives me? That is not always an easy question to sit with, but it is one of the most important ones you can ask. The second sign is how you feel in the absence of intensity. Lust often struggles to survive stillness. When there is no tension, no longing, no chase. Does the connection still feel real? Love, research suggests, is often most visible not in the dramatic moments, but in the ordinary ones. In the comfort of silence, in the ease of a Sunday morning, in the feeling of being genuinely, quietly at home with another person. If the relationship only feels alive when it's uncertain or dramatic, that is worth noticing. The third sign is whether you can see the other person clearly. Lust creates what psychologists sometimes call idealization, a kind of selective blindness where you amplify everything wonderful about someone and minimize or ignore the rest. This is not conscious. It happens automatically. Your brain, flooded with feel-good chemicals, actively filters out information that might complicate the feeling. Love, as it deepens, starts to see more fully. Not without warmth, but without the filter. You see someone's flaws, and you choose them anyway, not because you're settling, but because real people are complex. And that complexity is something you genuinely accept. And here is the reframe that matters most. Recognizing lust for what it is doesn't mean closing your heart. It doesn't mean becoming guarded or analytical, or treating every attraction like a logic problem. It means you've developed emotional intelligence. It means you understand that real love is not something that just happens to you. It is something that grows between two people who choose each other, again and again, with open eyes. The most powerful relationships are not the ones that began with the most overwhelming feeling. They are the ones where two people had enough self-awareness to move past the initial electricity and ask, is there something real here? Is there kindness here? Is there honesty here? Is there a person I genuinely want to build something with? That kind of love, slow, chosen, grounded, does not always announce itself with fireworks. Sometimes it shows up quietly. And because we have been taught to equate intensity with meaning, we sometimes walk right past it. Psychology shows that people who develop what researchers call secure attachment, a foundation of trust, emotional safety, and consistent care, report higher relationship satisfaction over time than those who are repeatedly drawn to high-intensity, unstable connections. The brain can be recalibrated. You can learn to find the quiet kind of love just as compelling as the electric kind. But it takes self-awareness. And that starts with being honest about what you're actually feeling. So here is what I want you to take away from this. If you have ever confused lust for love, you did not fail. You were human. You felt something real, and you wanted it to be everything. That impulse comes from a beautiful place. The part of you that wants deep connection, that is willing to be vulnerable, that still believes in something profound between people. Don't let anyone convince you that understanding the difference makes you less romantic. It makes you more capable of the real thing. The next time you feel that electric pull towards someone, let yourself feel it. And then, gently, curiously, ask a little more of it. Ask it to prove itself over time. Ask it to survive knowing someone, not just wanting them. Ask it to become something quieter and truer than the feeling you started with. That is not settling. That is wisdom. And wisdom, when it comes to love, is one of the greatest strengths you can have. If this resonated with you, if it gave you something to think about, or helped you see your own patterns a little more clearly, please subscribe. Every week we explore the psychology behind the way we feel, the way we connect, and the way we grow. You deserve to understand yourself. And that understanding starts here.